Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we got our second round of ranked seasons, which came with two new cards to get if you are able to make the World Series ranking in ranked seasons or get to 40 wins in the allotted time, which is basically about a month. Obviously, these are going to pertain to the top end players if you are able to make World Series, but for the beginners or even just average players, I mean myself, I got up to about 850, couldn't get World Series, but I was able to get the 40 wins. We'll talk about the cards involved because one of them, in my opinion, is extremely good. So we'll break all that down. I'll also give you a team update and just some kind of market things that I've noticed over the last little while. Guys, if you like the video and the content, don't forget to subscribe. Let's get into the video. All right, so as you see, if you go into ranked seasons, you will see it has reset. And for anyone that is brand new to the game, you won't start out at basically zero in terms of your rating. You will start out with a little bit subsidized spot of where you finished in the first round of ranked seasons. So again, I finished, I believe, in championship series. So I went all the way back down. I started in pennant race. So your games are going to be a little bit more tough right out of the gates. And it's obviously going to make it a little more difficult in the first season because, again, if you are even just an above average player, it probably wasn't until about your 15th game where you actually saw some struggle. So let's talk about the rewards now. There is two I want to focus on. So if you are able to get to the pennant race, you now get a choice pack that you can go and get through here. That includes the Paul Molitor, the Duke Snider, Lee Smith, the 82 overall, and then Tom Murphy and Wade Davis. In all honesty, again, I've said this since the launch of the game. For anyone that is a free-to-play player or just someone that is, just starting out in the game and you're just trying to, kind of scratch and claw and whatnot, you're not trying to spend money. Any time you get a diamond card like this, I would just sell it for whatever stubs you can get and then work towards a live series card. Again, trying to get the live series collection done as fast as possible is the utmost advantage to you because it gives you a ton of end game cards. So I just chose the Wade Davis and I sold him for, I believe it was like 7 or 8K. And so I mean, just taking a look at him if you want to use him as a reliever, he's not bad. His hit per 9 is 116, which is phenomenal. K per 9 at 82. Those are really the most important stats. 63 on the walks per 9 is a little low, but again, the walks per 9 stat basically just makes it easier in terms of whatever pitching method you're using. So if you're using meter, pulse, or pinpoint, it just makes it a little bit more difficult, but it's not all that, not as important, nearly as important as hits per 9 and K per 9, which impacts your opponent's PCI. All right, so we'll take a look at his pitch mix. He's got the four-seamer, cutter, knuckle curve, and sinker, which is honestly not a bad mix. The sinker and cutter are a little bit more difficult to hit, obviously with the movement. However, there's no real miles per hour discrepancy. I talk about that a lot in my videos. The fastball is 96, and then his slowest pitch is 85, but it's a knuckle curve, and it looks a lot different coming out, so it's very noticeable. The other pitches, while they do have movement, the cutter and the sinker, it's late movement, and if someone is sitting for a faster pitch, they can really take advantage of that once they kind of get your cadence down. We took a look at the control. It's not very good on the sinker, which makes it even tougher. And then the pitch break, the knuckle curve is phenomenal. The cutter is great. But again, it's tough without like a changeup or anything like that with a really slow pitch in combination with a high-end fastball. But not terrible. And again, if you're free to play, I would still recommend selling. The other card is the 85 Tom Murphy, so a catcher. If you don't have a catcher, I would still just recommend grinding out Team Affinities and get the Salvador Perez for free. However, this Tom Murphy card absolutely smashes lefties, so if you're looking for a bench catcher to someone maybe come in for you against lefties, this guy will absolutely destroy them, so it's just something to keep in mind, but not really one that you need to worry about, especially when you consider what's at the end of this the Ranked Season Awards. All right, so let's talk about the new Ranked Season Awards for hitting World Series. And again, this year, you don't need to just be a World Series player. You just need to win 40 games in ranked seasons before June 14th. All right, so we'll take a look first at the 96 Matt Wieters. He is a switch hitter, which is obviously really advantageous in this game. Can play first base as well and has unbelievable defense, an absolute cannon of an arm. And he's really good at the plate. His contact against lefties is up at 117. Contact against righties down at 67, but then his power is in the 80s. And obviously, if you parallel him, that's able to go up even more. This is a very good catcher. Now, the one thing I will say is that if you have Jorge Posada from finishing the Yankees collection, he's still probably better, especially considering he's a switch hitter as well. And that Salvador Perez does have great power, in my opinion, and his swing is just really good. However, you can't really debate his defense here. This Matt Wieters card is phenomenal in that sense. However, like I said, because that there's other options like Posada and Perez for free, I wouldn't make this a priority to go out and get, even though this Matt Wieters card is very good. In my opinion, I would just sell him. I would pass because this Kyle Seager card is dominant across the plate here as a third baseman. And the only downfall is that he can only play third base. Which does restrict that a little bit because he can't move around. But his contact is, power is phenomenal, and that's before he's even paralleled. And his fielding's pretty good as well. His arm's a little weak for third base, but this is a great card all the way around, no matter how you look at it. And he really smashes. Also, need to mention that the Kyle Seager cards in this game so far have had a really nice swing to them. I've used his base card, and it's been really nice. So I'm excited to try out this Kyle Seager, who, in my opinion, is the one to choose if you are looking to grab one. I do need to mention, guys, you can get the first round of Ranked Seasons World Series awards. I picked the Nolan Ryan when I got my 40 wins. And he's not bad, like I said. So I talked about the discrepancy in pitch speed. 99 mile an hour fastball mixed in with an 85 mile an hour changeup. Awfully tough when you're playing against the average player. And then he does have that 12-6 curve that sits at 83. And then his pitch control is okay, and the break on the fastball and the curve is really nice as well. But his stamina, Hipperdine, and Caperdine is phenomenal. He is who I would choose. The only reason is because Ryan Sandberg, honestly, he burned me so bad with his 99 last year that I just refused to use him this year. His bat is just like a noodle. And there's just a lot of other high-end options. I mean, the Jackie Robinson, you can get it for second base, or Alfonso Soriano. But yeah, I wouldn't have no interest in him. And then obviously Prince Fielder was a really nice fielder for you in terms of his power and contact, but he can only play first base. And if you have David Ortiz, he can't play anywhere else. So that's why I don't really prioritize him. So I'll probably sell Nolan Ryan in a little bit just to get the stubs back, because I'm so close to completing the live series collection. But yeah, guys, the two new rewards, the Matt Wieters and Kyle Seager, both are awesome. Kyle Seager, obviously the one that I would prioritize first, but yeah, this Matt Wieters is gross too. Just kind of give you guys an update of where I'm at. I'm basically down to just my last two diamonds that I need. I need Ronald Acuna, which is basically like 250 because he's shot up in price, and then I need Jacob deGrom, and that's pretty much it. The golds you can just kind of fill out. So I'm getting there. I've almost got Soriano and Chipper, and I'm excited for that. We'll take a look at my team real quick, and I'll show you guys what I'm using currently, as I've got the level 5 or the parallel 5 Albert Pujols from the Conquest, the first inning Conquest, or the USA Conquest, and he's been phenomenal for me. Now I'm just kind of getting to the point where I might have to replace him just because I'm getting the high 90s cards, but he's been really good for me. And again, I'm not a super elite player. I finished with about 850 was my highest in ranked seasons in season 1. Anything over 300 in my opinion is good for me, and he's got 36 home runs for me. I really like his swing, and I didn't early on, but now I do. Trout's been phenomenal. Steve Finley, I got to show you guys the stats, because Steve Finley I can't get a hit with. However, whenever I do, it's an absolute nuke. I'm hitting 167. I have 8 hits in 48 at-bats, but 7 home runs. So he just hits ropes. I haven't really figured out his swing and the cadence to it, but he's a really good card. Great speed and great power. I just need to figure it out a little bit with him. But yeah, it's really funny splits there. Is whenever I touch the ball, basically, it's a home run. I've got David Ortiz, who's been phenomenal as advertised as a 99, and also my favorite player in real life. And Jackie Robinson, man, his bat is really empty for me. I find that there is some people, I think, if you aim for power hits, so if you're aiming for that top dot in your PCI like I do, I think that Jackie Robinson just won't work well for you, because his bat plays so well for contact people that can get a lot of hits and put the bat on the ball. I'm really just someone who either gets a home run or it's a bloop single. It's all or nothing essentially, and I just haven't been able to play well with a Jackie Robinson. I'm only batting 205 in 56 games. Ernie Banks is starting to come alive. Freddie Freeman is probably my favorite base card after Trout. He's hitting 302 with 41 home runs for me. Love this card, and it's going to be really tough for me to get rid of him when I get Chipper. And then, like I said, I've got Jorge Posada at the plate, and he's been phenomenal for me too. I'm batting 314 in 50 games with 15 home runs. I really like his swing, even though I can't stand having a Yankee in my lineup. On the bench, Kyle Lewis, I think he is probably the best 42 player that you can get from Affinities. His swing is absolutely dynamite. I wish I could put him in my lineup, batting 300 with him. But he's not better than the guys that I have. Bryce Harper, another live series card that I've absolutely loved. Larry Doby as well, another really, really good card. I think I'm almost at the point where I might replace him with Finley with him again, because I was hitting really well. 259, I kind of fell apart near the end, but he hits a lot of home runs for me. Ricky Henderson, one of the best bench bats you can get. His speed is just absolutely insane. Obviously, all maxed, and Salvador Perez, my backup catcher there. In the rotation, I maxed out my cap, so I've got him in there, and then Tanana, who's obviously gross. I'm the third, my flex here. I was the third person in the game to get the level 5 Felix Hernandez, Bob Feller, and then this Corbin Burns I haven't tried out just yet. And then my relief pitcher is basically all just the high end diamonds. Mariano Rivera still my favorite, to be honest with you, but I'm excited to try out Matt Barnes as well. Rich Gossage, by the way, guys, I just can't get going. I don't know why. I have a hard time striking guys out with him, but that's just me. All right, guys, so let me know what you think in the comments section down below. And again, thank you for watching daily MLB content. If you're coming over from the NHL director community as well, thank you guys for checking out my new content. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.